hero pool department because they have new players on their side. But if they are going to be playing like this and they have compositions like these in their pocket, they might be able to go the lengths here and even upset Dominator.
Yeah, and if they're able to upset them, that would be a huge blow, right? This is the #1 team in Group B, right? Kagendra had already been ousted yesterday against Blacklist, and now for them to lose Dominator Esports, that would be absolutely massive.
That is like that will flip the whole storyline of KIS4, right? If NONGSHIM REDFORCE defeats the strongest team of Group B, that means the other teams in Group B, NONGSHIM REDFORCE could probably beat too. Just based on statistics, though.
Yeah, based on statistics. Yeah.
Not statistics, math, sorry.
Yeah, but then NONGSHIM at some point will eventually face someone from Group A, and you can see exactly what happened. It did not look good for them. So as long as they can beat up on the Group B guys, I think they're going to have a fine time. But again, we're getting way ahead of ourselves as Dominator Esports. It's just 2-2, man.
Yeah. And we're seeing here Dharma and Fade gonna get picked up here for Dominator Esports. Okay, at least now they're looking like they're gonna go serious because they have the Featherfoot on Tian X and Tufts on the Eminem or Marshall Monk.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the Eminem rapper. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
disappointed.
That's what I was saying because it's right? Marshall Monk.
Yeah. Marshall Monk. No, I get that, but when I hear Eminem, I think of the rapper or the candy, right? And but okay, Marshall Monk it is.
He has Marshall in his name too, so.
Come on, do your best.
Yeah, Marshall Matthews. Boom, there we go.
Yeah,
let's go.
There you go.
But if you're looking at the NONGSHIM side, I do think that this is a nice little counter. I mean, you're gonna go with a Refart Datu, the Fire Ninja as well, but. I mean, the Dominator side, TNX, this is a guy that I think that's just like, hey, just give me my assassin-style heroes. Let me fly on these ones as much as possible because I can control these games.
Yeah, this is what I want, right? For the side of Dominator Esports, whenever you pick up a Dharma on your team, you need to have somebody that could start the fight themselves, like this one. Peacekeeper on L, starting off with a Cannon Blast could also jumpstart the Truth Matchup Flash coming in from Tufts. So that is what I'm expecting here. And this overall is such a better pick for a Dharma on your team.
Yeah. Actually, that was the biggest gap, right? When NONGSHIM picked the Dharma themselves, they didn't really have a good initiator. But when you have a Moats, a Peacekeeper with that Cannon Blast, as you were alluding to, just it's a nice setup. Right? And it could be perfect because that's what you need. And now with a board to further expand on this combination with that Marshall Monk, Eminem, if you will, let the man kind of just knock him onto the back of that board.
Yeah, they already have a lot of crowd control here. They have somebody to execute. They already have everything that they need. This is the scary part because NONGSHIM REDFORCE are going to be going for 2 tanks. Or 3 if you may, because you also have the Refart Datu. But they're gonna go for the Starblade. Dominator Esports needs to have like a big shredder of a damage dealer on their side because that's what they're gonna be lacking again in this game number 5.
Yeah, and this is an interesting one. I mean, they're going to go with the Haku Yao special. This is one where he does tend to shine, and if he's able to get to the backlines in terms of the Yixing, the Arlie, and now the Fade, who's definitely kind of on the squishier side if he gets jumped. But this could be incredibly interesting because there's so many damage dealers from NONGSHIM, but you also have a lot of control as well.
Yeah, they also have... I think they're very balanced in that sense, right? Because NONGSHIM REDFORCE has that, Dominator Esports has that too. They just have that extra execution and also easier access to those objectives because of Featherfoot. But this is a very balanced lineup, and I like what they have here because they could one mistake could be the reason why one of the teams lose here.
Do you think that this lineup? I mean, which team are you giving the edge to here?
I think I'm going to be giving this to... With the lineup that happened a while ago, I think I'm going to be giving this to NONGSHIM REDFORCE for some reason. Just because of... I really love the initiation setup that they have with the Starblade, with the Fire Ninja. They can pop anybody. They won pretty easily, which is scary.
Yeah. And also very scary is the fact that, I mean, you have the Mai, the Yao, Byron, all who's like literally running at you. The Lapu Lapu as well. And then you have the Chicha who kind of is hiding in the back, right? And is going to be able to just kind of get lost in all that chaos that they're going to be providing. So it really comes back to Jurl on this Yixing. How much control can he have with these boards to kind of ensure that, hey, if the team fights are happening, at least they're being, you know, separated to a degree.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same as the Xiao Tiao, right? Because it's going to be a bit more, compared to the Xiao Tiao, you need to set this up more compared to the, you just pop the ult and everything's good. But here, they're all divers. A Xiao Tiao could have been good here in this against this, but they have a board master, and I believe they can make things work. Drill, it's gonna be all on you, and I'm very expectant of what they're gonna be doing. This is game number 5. It's a 2-2. Whoever gets the advantage gets the lead here in this series.
I kind of want to give the nickname of the caveman draft to NONGSHIM here, because they are very one-dimensional, right? And when the team fights are happening, they just want to run at you. They just want to brawl. They want to fight. And they don't want to think about, you know, I mean, yeah, Siri and Illusion to a degree have some sort of range, but they just want to, again, just get in your face and just go at it.
Yeah, and as we said, right, an easier composition to pull off is honestly almost always better, because in the chaos, you will be able to pull it off easily. And when you have a full dive comp, it's easy to just take out the backline whenever you need to. And I believe even a Chicha, a Forge Maiden, is also a diver because of her ult.
Yes, agreed. And this is, it's completely on brand, right? Where they just want to, again, just run at you. But for me, it's about Jurl, Tufts. Like, those are the guys, like, if the fights are happening, how do they kind of mitigate? How do they crowd control the action?
Oh, that's going to be hard. TNX didn't have the ultimate right there. That's why he was bullied out of the way by Haku and the squad. And this is what's great whenever you have a very dive-heavy team. They can all follow through if ever somebody engages.
Yeah, and actually a little bit of a level advantage already. Mattel taking a decent amount of the top lane, but they need to do a little bit of a lane swap as they've kind of left Rattel on an island. Yeah,
Tufts alone here. Knockup's gonna be coming in. Not enough damage from the team, even using the Sprightling Troop just to bolster a bit of their HP. He's gonna be going in, tried to go for that finish, but Siri wasn't successful.
That was the perfect way of just being able to deal with the tower aggro as much as possible. Just stepping out when he needed to, going in, putting a little bit of pressure on the Tufts, getting that snipe shot, but not even taking the shot. And the last tower shot was just enough to kill the last minion. That was actually really well played by Siri if we look at that from like a textbook standpoint.
Yeah, no, also in this game, right, it's a very hard matchup for Tufts because Rattel could just tank up a lot of the towers. So compared to the Chicha versus Dharma matchup, it's way easier for Rattel to survive compared to Tufts. That's why he's having a hard time right here on the bot lane.
Yeah, he is definitely not having the greatest of times, but it's the lane swaps, right? You're going to get outranged at times. And, you know, Dharma wasn't going to have the best of lanes against a Byron, who just kind of dominates the Clash lane by himself, usually. But this gives, you know, CC a bit of an edge here.
Yeah, CC, even fighting back here is going to be hard. They still do have a lot of people right here on the top side, using the taking liberties just to move forward. But this is still okay, right? Both of our teams are on an okay spot.
Yeah. I mean, until somebody makes that mistake, like who flinches first? You're kind of seeing a little bit of rotations in the top lane because they want to prioritize CC as much as possible. That is definitely the win condition that you want. But they're going in the top lane.
Illusion also got the... Illusion has been hitting all those Kacho Sens on the right timing too, so they still got some steals out of TNX here. That's why he's having a hard time getting gap on the gold department because of it. 10 seconds, have the objectives coming in, and the teams are still busy on the top side.
Mai is one of Illusion's best heroes. Come Ultimate Battle, this is a hero that they like to pick as much as possible for Illusion. He is very comfortable on that, and he's able to kind of make some sort of plays that other Mais might not make.
Great zone. Haku a bit too late here. And good positioning coming in from DMT. They started it off because they knew that Namu is not in a position to contest the objective, or at least body block it for the team, which is why DMT just went in for the call.
Yeah, it was a free one, essentially. I mean, just because the spacing of where NONGSHIM were. And now Tuff's all by himself. Haku's there as well. He's going to spot out the rest of them.
Yeah, that's going to be a free tower, right? Because nobody was here. Rattel also teleported in. That's all of their members right down towards the position here. And they are just pushing their luck too, because they're still going for the push. They have the board in. Rattel is tanking up a lot of damage, and it's still okay. He's going to survive that. Not a lot of damage from DMT's side.
I mean, he's got the force field suppression. He's tanky. He ate a truth, but the rest of them weren't really in position to kind of follow up on the Tuff's control. So he does get away, but it's still a moment where you're kind of thinking, Rattel, where is he going to be come these big team fights? Is he going to be that frontliner again to kind of deal with this? Because he can tank up quite a bit.
Yeah, he's just tanking up a lot of damage, and it's so hard for Dominator to do anything if CC is not there. I do believe that CC is the only damage source that the only reliable damage source that they have here, and they need him if they want to fight.
Agreed. I mean, TNX will eventually get there, but CC is definitely the guy, right? So they need to be careful of ensuring that CC gets that farm, and that's why they went for that lane swap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Haku was in position to go for the back line, and they got the knockup right here on CC. CC's gonna fall. They are on board, but they're trapped here with them and not the other way around. And NONGSHIM are just gonna go back, take their wins. But Namu might be the target. TNX going in for the dive. He's gonna go for the kill, but he's gonna get killed himself. Rattel goes in for the flash, but it's still gonna go forward for the side of NONGSHIM REDFORCE because they got a tower here on the mid lane and the top side. They're still gonna go for the chase down so that DMT is not gonna take anything here just for a reaction.
Oh, TNX got completely baited.
Wow.
Yeah, he got Namu, but it was a situation where Haku Illusion Siri, they're like, okay, how dare you go against, kill one of my brothers, right? We'll turn this around. We have the speed and we have the damage to deal with TNX. And he's like, oh crap, actually they're very mobile. They're in my face. I have zero answers. Not a good trade for Dominator, and they are behind by about 3K already.
Yeah, he used two of his dashes that time, so that's why he wasn't able to get away anymore. That, just for a blood spill, was not good enough. 4K gold lead for the side of NONGSHIM REDFORCE because they got 2 towers and 3 kills out of that. That's a big win for them now. Gonna be looking for Rattel, the tankiest member. Just gets away with this a lot.
But this happens. I mean, the junglers, it's like feast or famine with some of them, right? In the sense that they will always try to be aggressive. You want that, right? Especially when you're looking for a jungler. You cannot have a passive jungler, right? But you need to kind of tone down the aggressiveness to the right moment, right? And I think that, you know, if you want to be great, this is like that big difference between an A tier and an S tier jungler.
Yeah. They have to make work with what they have for the side of DMT. They have to really hit all their strides here if ever they try to go for the engage, because they have a good team fight composition. But if team fights aren't happening, it's gonna be hard. Seri gonna be the target. Fruit on the wall, tanking up the damage from Tuffs. You have the board right here. The Raging Sea hits 3 people. That slows them down a bit. And now DMT needs to disengage. They have to withdraw from this fight.
Oh, Namu. I forgive you for the Raging Sea you missed earlier in this game because that was sick. You set it up for 3, getting onto Tuffs. That was the perfect one, and that was the perfect play. They've been wanting these types of stuns, and Namu has really stepped up. You saw it in the last game with Zhangfei, and now you're going to see it with the Lapu Lapu. Namu is really starting to hit his stride and finding the right time to get those amazing ults off at the right time.
Yeah, this is it, NONGSHIM REDFORCE are looking really good right now, especially with the lineup. This is what the strength of their coach. Their coach really loves these types of lineups, and he's working this way towards the team. And they are just moving around in circles around DMT.
The movement has been great. That's been the biggest piece, right? They've always gotten the numbers advantage. They're, you know, grouped up at the right time. When somebody gets jumped, they have the reinforcements on the way at the right time as well. This is, again, a team that was struggling in the groups, but man, did they take their licks. They learned their lessons, and now they're almost potentially taking down Dominator. If they were to win this game, I mean, putting them at match point, that would be absolutely massive and a huge upset.
Big upset right here if ever they lose this. NONGSHIM REDFORCE still keeping their, or at least DMT still keeping their composure, still looking for their moment here. I think this might be the moment. TNX missed the dash a bit. NONGSHIM REDFORCE, oh, what a timing coming in from Siri! Was able to deny Tops, and that's a punishment coming in from their side, though. NONGSHIM REDFORCE are gonna go in. L was able to dash and flash away, but what a reaction from Siri.
You gotta check the hitbox on that one because the board was set up and that's what Tufts was looking for him to be locked into the board so that he could go with the truth, but he just barely got out. If we were to slow that one down to see how close Siri was to getting locked down, and because of that, he wasn't able to get on top of Siri to get that stun and the kill, Tufts pays with his life.
The stun also from Siri, the hold was too perfect. He knocked Tufts back so that he doesn't get hit through a wall. Oh man, that is so smart. And now this is gonna be scary because they lost Tufts during that fight. They lost the flash, which is one of the biggest keys for them to win this team fights. This is not gonna go good. They have to go for a very risky play when they try to go in. TNX trying to defend NONGSHIM REDFORCE. The only good thing about this for DMT is that NONGSHIM's wave clear is not that good.
Actually, okay, going back onto this Marshall Matthews thing, the Eminem of the Dharma pick, I feel like without the flash, he is literally just a rapper. He's just out there to send you the truth, but he's not able to make a real impact like he should, right?
Yeah, he was spinning his bars there with his fists, right? That was what he was trying to do. but man, he wasn't able to get the mic first before he spit his bars.
I mean, now when you got
needs
the
a good
flash,
setup,
you have the
right?
opportunity. Yeah, yes, of course. Of course. He can't do anything without it. He needs the location. He needs the mic, the speaker, everything, right? But now, once he's got the flash, he's back to normal. He is the Eminem that we know and expect from Tufts here with that Dharma.
Team has
Oh
destroyed
man.
a tower.
Okay, there you go. At least he has a flash now. He has his mic ready. He's just gonna be going for a good setup, maybe a good beat also. There you go. Beat comes in. There was nobody to duel with him.
I mean, he went all in on Zanamu. He threw out the truth, and Namu was just like, okay, all right, I'll take that one. Didn't even use his own Raging Sea. He was able to out-tank that, and Tufts is like, this is a guy. Ooh, I cannot. I need to do more than just spit bars at him.
Yeah, I mean, I think DMT, everything has been breaking down here. The communications, they need to bolster it effectively. Tufts has an opportunity here, waiting for the right timing. They can still wave there, which is a good thing, but the Shadow Vanguard is going to come in.
Yeah, and the bottom lane, that's the big one, right? I mean, they're still kind of sticking around. They're not giving too much space for DMT to come out of their base, but they just really want to take this bottom T3, if anything.
Yeah, Tufts, really scary. He has that potential. Raging Sea has been used, gets the slow, and now they are just going to be backing off. Free tower for the side of NONGSHIM. And they're slowly making a barrier in front. What a great position from Namu so that nobody from DMT could move forward. 2 towers are going to be down, and they're still looking for the third right on top, but they're still going to be respecting DMT here and just going to back off for a bit.
Oh, great siege there by NONGSHIM, and not really losing anything at this point. I mean, yeah, you have the Raging Sea, it's right back up, and they got exactly what they wanted, which is 2 T3s, and the way that they did it was largely untouched. Very well played by NONGSHIM here.
Man, it's going to be hard. You have to go in. Tufts needs to make a call here to just find the back line. Siri could be a juicy target, but Siri is also very tanky, which is why they're kind of hesitating.
Struggling at this point. Right? I mean, TNX hasn't even gotten the right farm. He's not even level 15 at this point. Hasn't been able to find illusion. On the Mai, you do fall off, right? You become a little on the squishier side, but they're not at that point yet. Dominator just looking to hold off just a little bit longer to give TNX and CC the space and time to really turn it up in that late game.
Got a Tyrant, they got a position here from Tufts. So they're forcing a fight on the top side because they know that there might be a fight right there. Oh no, Rattel just knows his number. And oh man, they can't even find that pickoff that they're looking for.
Can't find anything. I mean, the way that Dominator, they're playing, this is a losing game. I mean, obviously they're waiting for NONGSHIM to make that mistake. But right now, the way that NONGSHIM are positioning, very good.
Yeah, with a 10K gold lead too, they're just going to be confident to move forward. Accelerating the game, going for the finish. And NONGSHIM REDFORCE are still not done. Going for the board, they got the hit on 2. But they can't even move forward to go for the fight. Tufts needs to make a call, but DMT trying to go for the poke. Everybody's still very healthy and they're waiting for the next wave.
Waiting for the next wave, but the Super Elite minions are going to eventually just arrive. Haku needs just almost takes down TNX off the ledge. Woof.
Yeah, TNX half HP. They're looking for the timing here. Raging Sea's gonna hit 2 on the back line, but on the back themselves, they look for 1, they got 1. Illusion is gonna fall, but that tank inside the box coming from L is just gonna stop everything on track, but they're getting the damage in from their side, and they can finish the crystal. They finish the wave, but Haku taking a lot of damage, but it doesn't matter. NONGSHIM REDFORCE takes the lead.
They've got match point, NONGSHIM. I don't know if anyone had this on their bingo card, especially the way that NONGSHIM had played in the groups, but they're showing up. I told you, we come best of 7s. This is a team you cannot count out. They're just almost saving strats to get themselves an opportunity. They are 1 game away from making the biggest upset of the KIS4 thus far.
This is crazy. I can't do that because I will hit my wire. So but this is crazy that they were able to pull this off on the side of NONGSHIM REDFORCE. Everything is working towards them. They are working towards winning this series. And as we said during the start, you said it a while ago, they thrive on best of 7s. And they do. They now have the lead.
Yeah, this is that moment, right? And this is a typical NONGSHIM draft. The My Illusion, you got Yao, Haku, like you know that they're gonna run at you. Obviously, Chicha has been the newest wrinkle to this sort of lineup, but when you have that and a Byron is a Lapu, like this is the perfect caveman draft. Props to Coach YK in terms of just being able to draft this out and saying, come at me. Like, what can you do when we have 5 guys running at you this entire game?
Yeah, they were diving, they were just going in, and nobody... It was hard. It was hard for DMT to even fight back. And we talked about the problems with DMT's draft, right? They won't really have enough damage. And whenever you have a fade and you don't get the lead, you won't have enough damage there. He also went with a very tanky setup. He went with a Frostguard spam brace, if I saw that correctly. So there was not really a lot of damage potential on the team except for CC. So they were relying on Tufts to start the fights. And if he doesn't have the space to start, it's going to be hard.
Very tough. And there were not a whole lot of opportunities for to jump in, right? And it seems like teams have finally solved Dharma. Obviously, the easier said than done. And some players definitely pilot the Dharma to a higher degree. Jamie won. But I think in this moment, it's still, you know, teams have kind of largely understood the playstyle, right?
Yeah, and they very well know what they have to do there, especially for, as we said a while ago, this was a better setup than what NONGSHIM had on the Dharma, but NONGSHIM just knows how to deal with it. And it was really hard. Honestly, I can't blame Tufts here in this game because he didn't have any space to go in. And it was really hard. And also, the only time that he had the space, Siri just got the better of him. And it was really such a good play, such a good timing from Siri. It was also just the reaction time from Siri was crazy that time.
Actually, I'm going to go a different direction. I'm going to blame Tufts for this one. I felt like his play was not on point, not able to make the right initiations. Tufts, if you're there, come at me. You can find me online at Kindofu.
Yeah. You can just look for his tag right here down at the bottom. You can see it later on. It's at Kindofu with a D-O-U. So you can just come at him later on.
Tofu. Come at me, bro. But they were able to find it. I mean, looking at this game, I mean, the KDA, TNX was the only guy that was really able to make some sort of play, finding Illusion and Namu a single time. But they were not able to kind of continue on with that because TNX was zoned out. Jurl, L, all of these guys. CC was just completely not able to get within arm's reach of the NONGSHIM lineup because they were just running at you, and you had to play just defensively throughout.
Yeah, we were also looking at the damage department, right? They were lacking damage. TNX should be the one dealing the damage. But look at the items. He has the Frost Scars, he has the Blazing Cape, he has the Pure Sky. So he's not going to be dealing so much in this in what they did here. So, yeah. That's the reason why I was looking for the damage, like the crit damage coming in from TNX, but it was not happening.
Yeah, definitely not happening at all, which is the biggest problem, right? Like this is the lineup that I thought that, like, you know, there were going to be some questions, right? Was NONGSHIM REDFORCE able to just literally run at you and just kind of make their way with you? Because like CC, yeah, you had 102,000 damage, but you were constantly being pressured where you had to run away. You had to worry about your life more than anything else. And that's a tough spot to be in. You need more frontliners, and this lineup really didn't have that.
Yeah, man, it was really tough. Look at Tough Z. Tough's having a tough time in this game with a 23k damage dealt on that game because he wasn't really able to get in, right? And there was a lot, remember, there was also a lot of dashes. So the board was so hard to hit everyone on the side of NONGSHIM REDFORCE. And you can see NONGSHIM was just on an upward swing on the gold because they were just taking the lead the whole game.
The power was growing. The greatest red just constantly just like evolving, letting them come at them because they were just getting bigger and bigger, and they were, you know, the damage that they had made it so Dominator couldn't even get close. It was a tough game for them. Now, let's look at the other side. If Dominator Esports were to bounce back in this game 6 where a lot of heroes have been expended, it is not going to be easy. Like, what are you recommending here?
Yeah. For me, I do think TNT has they need to draft like this, like what NONGSHIM REDFORCE has been doing, right? They have to draft like they have an easy draft to pull off. And those have been working for the games that they won.
Yeah.
They had an easy draft, they had an easy setup, they know what their goals are. They have to do that again for this game number 6 if they want to reach Ultimate Battle. If not, NONGSHIM is just going to take over.
Yeah. It's been kind of like the tail of the tape for this entire series where, you know, again, it's just the easier heroes. But let's talk a little bit about Illusion here, because this guy was an absolute beast. His presence was definitely felt on the Fire Ninja or the Mai, just completely just being dominant. And this is why NONGSHIM's, you know, whenever you draft against them, you don't give up the Mai to Illusion.
Yeah, Illusion is just too good with it, right? We have known him ever since last year as one of the better buys that we have here in the global scene of HOK. So just having that on game number 5, wow, okay, more for me, as Illusion said, and that is an easy win for them.
And also Namu really stepping up. I mean, there were definitely some questions going into the knockouts. They were not answered in the groups. So going in, there was going to be like, how is he going to do? But he wasn't as good as, of course, this player here. It's going to be Siri on the Forge Maiden, the Chicha. The 403, the debut of just like Siri in the win column with the Chicha and being able to just kind of dominate. But it did take a very melee-centric, aggressive draft to really, you know, round out this draft.
Yeah, and definitely showing how it's done to CC. This Siri was able to do a better job at playing this Forge Maiden during this whole game because the spacing, and also he doesn't really have a lot of tanks to deal with compared to what CC has to deal with last game. So it's easier for the Forge Maiden to move around the game.
After you're watching these highlights, look at the setups. I mean, Namu with a nice 3-man Raging Sea, that was a highlight reel if I've seen one. But he was able to just kind of control. But the one right before that, TNX had gone ham. He tried to go aggressive just to take on Namu, and he gets caught out. Like, those are the kinds of mistakes you cannot make because it pushes your team further and further behind, and you really start to struggle. And NONGSHIM are great with a lead.
Yeah, what I want to highlight here on this highlight that we're seeing was Namu got a great Raging Sea again. Man, this guy has been going crazy with the engaged roamers on his hands. And this is what I said a while ago, right? He thrives on those engaged roamers. And when he gets his hands on those, he's gonna go crazy whenever he is